Lady Rosa Homestead. Well, today it's part 1. In the next video, you'll hear me say part 2. I meant to say part 1, but this is part 1 of my cookie day. I am making Grandma's, or I should say Mrs. P's, famous oatmeal raisin cookies. So join me. If you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. We do all kinds of fun events, recipes, gardening, food preservation, and overall just different things. So I'd love to have you go on this journey with me. So please subscribe to my channel, have fun, and let's make some oatmeal raisin cookies. In the description, I will put the recipe. Okay? Okay, so this is part 2 of old-fashioned cookie day. Okay? So today what we're going to do is we're going to do oatmeal cookies. Some good old-fashioned oatmeal raisin cookies. So for this recipe, you're going to need 2 cups of shortening, which could be 2 cups of butter, however you want. 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of brown sugar, 4 eggs, 4 tablespoons of milk, 3 tablespoons of vanilla, 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and 8 cups of oats. And then for your raisins, you want 3 cups of raisins. I will post this recipe in the description. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's make some old-fashioned oatmeal raisin cookies. Don't go nowhere. Okay, so I have my 2 cups of sugar. Now what I'm putting in the shortening last. So I need to add to that 2 cups of brown sugar. And I'm just going to mix it up a little bit as I'm going. My brown sugar is a little lumpy. That's okay, I could smush that right down. Okay. Then to that, I'm going to add my 4 eggs. That one did really nice. Oops. And again, I'm just going to stir it up a little bit. Now, all this is going in the blender, but I just like to stir it up a little bit ahead of time. What I am doing is I'm adding everything but the flour and the oats right now. And I'll put that in the blender, and then I'll add the flour a little bit by a little bit. Again, these are the old-fashioned ones. So this is from a book from 1940. And I think that, well, we're almost sure that that is my husband's grandmother. Okay, to that, we're going to add in, 3 tablespoons of milk. Excuse me. I know I got a tablespoon of milk somewhere. Again, just mix it up just a little bit. And like I said, I have not added my shortening yet. So I guess I was wrong before. Everything but your shortening, which is your butter, which I'm using, margarine, your flour and your oats. Everything else you put together. And then add in 2 tablespoons of vanilla. I love vanilla. Then you're going to add in a teaspoon of salt. And I just used pink Himalayan. And you're going to add your 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Not baking powder, baking soda. So that's the last ingredient up to now. So I'm going to go to my blender. And I'm going to put in my butter, my margarine, I'm sorry, and my 3 cups of flour, and then I'll bring you back in. Okay, so don't go nowhere. Okay, so now here's where the muscles come in. You have to get 8 cups of oats into your batter here, and my batter. And you want to fold them in. So you don't want to use a mixer for this. Though it would make it easier. Someday I'm going to have to try my my dough hook on my blender with this and see if that would work. All you got to do is just keep on taking it and folding it over. That's why it's called folding. Fold it over. Take it, lift it up, and fold it over. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Then all you'll need is your 3 cups of raisins. So yeah, you got a lot to do in here. Let me wash my hands, one moment. Now, I remember back in the old days, my grandmother used to put her hands in, and I just may have to do that, because this is... Let's get our hands good and dirty. Remember the old days when we used to want to put our hands in the mud? Yeah. This is easier. So now you're scrunching, you're not folding. I had a big bowl. I should have turned around and used a real big bowl, but I was trying to make it clear so that you could see. The fun part's going to be getting all this off your hand. I remember in the old days, everything with my grandmother. My grandmother was German, and everything was done with her hands. She would make handmade noodles and everything. And whatever she was doing, it was always using her hands. Always. Now fold it a little bit with using your hands. Because you want to make sure all those oats aren't on the side. Okay, I think I got it all in. Well, guys, just give me a few minutes. I'm going to try to get some of this off my hands so I can get the 3 cups of raisins in. I'll be right back. Okay, so now's the time that you want to set your oven to 375. Because now you're going to be adding in your raisins. You are going to be using your hands because it's kind of hard to move raisins around. Sorry, but I had to go to my big bowl. There is my dough. Because there's no way it was going to fit in that other one. Now, a 20-ounce container of raisins should be about your 3 cups. It may be a little bit more. Why I talk about the old days and about mushing with your hands. Back in the old days, we didn't have computers. I remember my parents, we got our first TV set. So there was no iPads or anything like that. So kids got their fun with being with their parents when they were baking. In the summertime, if it rained, we'd go outside and stomp in puddles and we'd make mud pies. Because we couldn't cook back when I was really young like that. You just couldn't cook on your own. So we went out and we made our own mud pies. We'd take mud and so it was all hands and stuff like that. And we had fun back then, riding our bikes. We were never inside. We were never permitted to be inside. If it was a nice day, even if it was a summertime and it was a warm day and it wasn't lightning, it was just raining, my mother would go outside. I know it's raining, but put on your shorts, run through puddles, whatever you want to do. Now, if it was lightning or thundering, don't get me wrong, we'd be inside the house in no time flat. But back in those days, you had to find ways to have fun. Like I said, there was no computers, there was no iPhones, there was no cell phones, same thing. Nothing like that. We were happy to get simple gifts. I remember getting Spirograph. And that was so exciting to me. I try to turn my batter. I put both hands in, pick it up, and try to get to the bottom. Always, when making cookies, it seems like the bottom never gets enough. Okay, I'm ready. Now I have to go clean off my hands again so I can come back on with these. It's just I use 2 hands now, so now I got to figure out how I'm going to turn this off without getting all this all over my computer. I'll be back when I show you how to put them on the trays. Remember, don't forget, 375 your oven. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're all ready. So I've got a tablespoon here, and I'm going to get a big heaping tablespoon of it. See? And just pop it down. See? Now I'm going to get all these trays done. When I take the first batch out, I'll bring you back and show you how they look, okay? Okay, there is the first batch of oatmeal raisin cookies all done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting them on cookie sheets. Okay? I said this was part 2, but I think I'm going to make this part 1. So sorry about that, and I will do the sugar cookies part 2. Have a great day, everyone, and have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless. Bye-bye.